Deportiva y con swing.
Deportiva y con swing.
La factoría del deporte desde New York para ti. Es una máquina.
Es una máquina
Pensada para ti.
pensada para ti. Número uno en las redes, dale like y compartir.
Con informaciones importantes siempre frescas.
Y con entrevistas que te ponen de cabeza.
Lo mejor del deporte lo encontrarás aquí.
Búscale en las redes, dale like y compartir.
Suscríbete,
Ay sí,
infórmate.
ok. Dale a la campana para que te llegue.
Chris, Alex has said a couple of times that maybe the changeup is the one part of your repertoire that hasn't come fully back yet. Where do you think that is? What hasn't worked with it for you so far, and what can you do to maybe bring that into line to where it should be?
I just think the biggest flaw in that right now is just the consistency. If I throw 10 of them, 4 of them are really good. 2 of them are and the other ones are, batting practice. So I just have to find a way to get more consistent with that pitch. I've worked a lot this week. I was able to work a lot this week on my mechanics and getting a better arm action and just feeling more comfortable on the mound, and being able to not so much just that one, but everything as a whole, feeling more comfortable standing on a mound and getting back to more of my old self and some of the habits I was doing then.
And John in the fifth row.
Thanks, Chris. I wonder if you could share what you were doing and where you were doing it this time last year. Last October, the playoffs are going on. Were you watching the games? I know you were still working your way back from surgery, but what was life like for you in October of 2020?
I don't even remember, honestly. It's probably, I was definitely watching the playoffs, but I try to forget all that. That wasn't a fun time for me, so kind of try to erase that from the memory bank and move forward from that.
Other questions? Ian to your left, Chris.
Chris, how tough was that for you on Sunday? Just given how big a game that was, and how pleased were you just that these guys kind of came back and gave you a shot at redemption tomorrow?
That was big. What I saw in that game was a lot of momentum, a lot of energy shift, and guys just being dogs, man. That was huge. I did absolutely nothing to help our team win. I actually put us in a horrendous spot in that game, and our guys could have taken that one of two ways, and gotten down that, me going out there doing what I'm supposed to do and not unfolding. Being down late in the game, coming back, rallying back, that was huge. I was obviously very appreciative of that because that would have been a not fun last game of the year, and they ended up rallying up and giving us home field advantage. We saw the scoreboard. We know what the deal was. We knew our backs were up against the wall to win that game, and to be able to do that, tell yourself, hey, we have to win this game, and then proceed to win that game, says a lot about who we have in this clubhouse, who's leading this team, and what we can do when it's a necessity.
Go back to John in the fifth row.
Chris, I think this year you've had one of your highest ever ground ball rates of your career. When you look at your repertoire and how you've bounced back, what do you think the reasons are for that?
I don't know, actually. It's a good question. I know that typically I'm not much of a ground ball pitcher, and I've been able to get a lot of double plays, and obviously with analytics and our coaching staff, as hard as they work and as much emphasis as they put on that, having guys in the right spot helps me out a lot, because some of those ground balls I'm sure were up over 95, maybe even 100 miles an hour. So it wasn't necessarily what I was doing as much as it was what my guys around me were doing.
In the third row on your left, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Just wanted to go back to the changeup thing. You're coming back from Tommy John surgery, and there's maybe some of your pitches aren't quite where you want them to be yet. What's this been like for you to pitch with maybe not quite all of your, all of the pitches that you're used to having, basically?
It's been a lot more fun for me because I'm almost not relearning, but like I'm figuring this stuff out as we go. I say it a lot. I'm not really fighting against anybody as much as I'm fighting against myself, trying to sharpen my tools and make better pitches and be, like I said, just consistency. I had a lot of time off, and with that comes, a little bit of hiccups and things like that. But with who I have in my corner, obviously the drive that I have myself, and it's just relentless. It's every day. Every single day I come here to get better, and every single day I have literally a team of people helping me get better. And that's everything in this process throughout this, is not feeling alone and knowing that, hey, even if it's not great, we still have a lot of good things going. And I've appreciated, I've been able to appreciate this process because of that, knowing that A, I'm not alone, B, it's going to get better, and we're moving in the right direction. So we just keep swinging the axe, and whenever we're done, we're done.
And on one of the center aisles.
Chris, given the way that Alex has used starters out of the bullpen in the postseason, do you have a feel for you physically, if you'd be capable, some place in between starts of being able to give an inning or two?
Absolutely. I think experience helps out a lot in this situation with the playoffs and the postseason. It's what we did in 18. We were a little bit more prepared then because we could kind of rest some guys getting into the playoffs. But I mean, there's no reason to save an arm to go sit on the couch. You know what I mean? This is all the baseball we have left, and we're going to get to certain points in these series where tomorrow might not come. So if that's the case and it's what's called upon, it's my job. It's what I signed up to do. I know a lot of people like to think about the glitz and the glam of what it's like being this, but the grit and the grind is what we're here for, and this is what we actually signed up to do, and this is what we live for. So if it's the first 15, 18, 21 outs, or the last 2, 3, 6, whatever it is, we got a bunch of pitchers in there that have the same mindset. It doesn't matter when or where, just hand me the ball and I'm going to sling it until you take it.
Take a couple more in the back corner, Jen.
Chris, Alex was saying that in that start in the middle when you guys were last here, and you kind of came out through 6 innings against the Rays, and guys ended up picking up those 2 wins in the middle of the outbreak and everything like that. That series sort of helped you guys just pick yourselves up and kind of know that the next month was going to be a grind, but maybe you were going to be able to pull it out. Did you guys feel that as players in the clubhouse that series was a pretty sort of a turning point?
Absolutely. I think there's a couple things throughout the year that you can look at and say, okay, that's a reason. Okay, that's a reason. Okay, this is a reason. Coming here, we had probably one of the worst COVID outbreaks in baseball, right? And at one of the most inopportune times. And, you saw, it was a revolving door. This guy was up, this guy was here. It was a new teammate every day, it seemed like, for 2 weeks. And you're right. When that happens, again, you're staring down a Y in the road, and you can go this way or you can go this way. And, that was one of those moments where you got to toughen up. No one's going to feel bad for us. We're the Red Sox. No one ever feels bad for us. We have to take this opportunity in our own hands because no one's going to help us. No one's going to say, oh, it's okay, because it's not. We still have to win games. It doesn't matter who's in this clubhouse, who's the starting pitcher, who's the shortstop. We have to win these games. And to be able to come out the way we did, it was incredible, and even another shifting in moment. I know we got crushed by the Yankees. We go down to Baltimore and lose the first game. That was a gut punch, and that was late in the year. That was, a week and a half ago, something like that? And even after that, you saw something happen. And like I said, I know we talked about it earlier, but that last game in Washington, that could have got out of hand quick. And I think when you see a team like us come together with all the odds, everything stacked against us, the COVID, the media, the fans, people saying who we are when we know who we are, that's big, and that gives everybody in the clubhouse a huge boost of confidence. And you see AC, he didn't flinch once. And when you see the leader of your team going, all right, well, he's going to play today. What does that mean? We're still going to win. That carries confidence, and that just oozes through the clubhouse.
I'll finish up with John in the back.
Chris, I think Devers, when you won the World Series in 18, it was his first full season. And you think about him now, he makes the All-Star team this year. How have you seen his game and just him grow as a person and a player the last few years?
It's been incredible. Another guy that has just put in the work, and I think a lot of credit should go to Bogey and AC with him, because he's had, obviously an incredible mentor in Bogey, being on the same side of the infield as him. And he's just starting to realize who he is, and that's dangerous, man. You see the last few years what he's done. Even in 17, when he first came up, you saw the greatness, and now it's almost an everyday thing. Everyone's got stuff to work on. We're big leaguers. We make mistakes. But he's on the road going straight uphill, and it's been fun to watch. I'm glad he's on my team.
Once again, Chino Aguacate, Hawái, estamos en la máquina deportiva. Los Yankees no van para ningún lado. I don't like Yankees. I hate Ale Rodríguez. Boston, los Phillies, Pedro Martínez, Dominican Power, all the way up. Ok, la máquina deportiva.